So this is the first episode of the Muay Thai Magazine show with me, Alex Maver, and 8-time world champion Liam Harrison. We're going to speak about fights that are upcoming, break down fights that have recently happened, try not to veer off too much into flat earth and dinosaurs don't exist. You know, George Jarvis doesn't believe that dinosaurs exist, so we might have to get an interview with him.
Oh yeah, we're going to have to get him zoomed in at some point on this just to have a discussion about that.
But we are going to try and stick to recent fights that are up and coming. So getting straight into it, this weekend on RWS, we've got Carl Tanyan against Zombie, a fighter you know really well. This is an interesting matchup. It's two fairly high-profile guys fighting on that main card. What are you thinking about this one?
Complete contrast of styles here. You've got the technician, Zombie, he'll probably try and go on the back foot and score points and nice sweeps and clean. He's got good clinch work. He knows how to play the Muay Thai game. And then you've got Carl, 7-0. He's had quite a few stoppages as well. I really enjoy watching this. Obviously, Zombie's my boy. We train together and stuff here. So I'm really looking forward to watching this fight. Carl, I'm pretty sure we're going to see him come forward. He'll press. He's a very dangerous. I'm sure he's 7-0 in RWS.
Yeah, which is.
If he wins this one, he's got to be getting close to being top ranked or getting top 10 ranked or something if he ain't already in that division. I'm not sure what the rankings are looking like, but yeah, there's some big fights out there for the winner of this. And like I said, total contract to styles. Zombie will probably go on the back foot and he'll look to score and pick his points as Carl comes in, and Carl will be looking to put that pressure on him and take Zombie into some deep waters. A very interesting fight, a lot on the line for both guys here. Another win for Carl, taking him away. I know it's going to see him just get bigger and bigger fights. But if Zombie can get a win over someone who's 7-0 here, that's going to push Zombie into the limelight as well now. So yeah, a lot at stake. Very interesting fight. Big contrast to styles. I'm looking forward to that one.
We're going to talk about being undefeated when it comes to Jake Newman because he's fighting Sampon on Hitman. But being undefeated in Muay Thai doesn't really mean anything. But having wins on RWS and being undefeated, that must count for something.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's all eyes on you on RWS as well. You're fighting at a good standard. Going 7-0, very impressive. You know what? He's one of them kids that I've really enjoyed watching over the last year or so. Is Carl. Irish Muay Thai is absolutely booming at the minute as well. You've got obviously Carl. You've got Tom Keogh. Is that how you say it? Tom Keogh. I like watching him. Him and Nico have been having a little bit of back and forth. We've got obviously Niall, Rajadamnern champion, and in my opinion, the best pure Muay Thai fighter in the UK. And the best pure Muay Thai fighter at 67 kilo on the planet. So yeah,
Jake Newman would disagree, but
yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, Irish Muay Thai is absolutely booming. It's an exciting time for it. Some incredible young fighters coming through, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this fight against Zombie.
Can the slick, off-balancing, evasive movement of Zombie hold off Carl Tanyan for 3 rounds?
It can. For a while, but there's going to be a point where the pressure will start to get through, and there's going to be points in this fight where Zombie is going to have to just bite down on his gum shield, dig deep, and get stuck in. And the thing is with Zombie, I've been trying to get this out of him when he's been in our gym for quite a while now. He's very strong, he's very explosive, he's got a lot of power in his punches and his kicks. I personally, if I was Zombie, I'd mix my Femur style with a bit of a Muay Mat style as well, because he has got the power to do it. It's just we need to get that side out of him. But he's going to have to do it in this fight. He won't be able to just keep Carl off constantly. He'll have to tie him up and clinch him, and sometimes he's going to have to bite down on his gum shield, maybe throw elbows to try and put off Carl coming in and pressing him and stuff like that. So again, it's an interesting fight. It's just all going to come down to what we see come from Zombie on the night. Hopefully, there's going to be a point where he does bite down his gum shield and they go to war. They entertain us a little bit, and hopefully the best man wins on the night and they have a great fight.
But Carl Tanyan, he does have that knockout power. So when you were fighting fighters who you know could put anyone's lights out, it's not as easy as just saying we'll go to war, because Zombie will need to be clever. How can you be clever and go to war? Is that possible?
You've got to pick your times where, you know what I mean? You can't just obviously, stand there and say, right, I'm going to trade with this guy, because that's just a 50-50 who's going to win. You've got to pick your times. If you get stuck on the ropes or in a corner, there's going to be times where you have to fight your way out. You don't just want to meet in the middle of the ring and go to war and, like I say, give that other person a chance of just flattering you. But there are going to be times where you're stuck on the ropes or you're in the corner, you're going to have to fight your way out, you're going to have to bite down on your gum shield, and you are going to have to go. So we're going to have to really see that side of Zombie come out in this fight if he wants to get anything out of it.
Do you think? Are you confident in saying you think Zombie gets the win in this one?
I'm not sure who wins this fight, to be honest. It's obviously I'd like to see Zombie get his hand raised. It is a 50-50 fight, but Carl's obviously probably going to be the favourite going into it in the betting odds. But yeah, it's the contrast of style is going to make it interesting. Hopefully they have a great fight. No one gets hurt, and the best man wins.
Danny Rodriguez has announced his return to the ring in Switzerland, interestingly enough, in his hometown. The biggest Muay Thai event in Switzerland history, definitely. Against Pet Moricott, who's one of my favourite Thai fighters, someone you've shared the ring with. Firstly, the fact that this is at middleweight and you fought Pet Moricott, does that make you question even more so taking that fight?
That was the stupidest thing I ever did. I've done some very questionable things in my career, and that was the most questionable thing. This says a lot about how deluded I am. I thought, I'm going to knock him out. I did. I honestly thought, because we fought, I think it were 155 pounds, which is like nearly 71 kilos. My last fight, I only weighed in at 62.8 kilos, so I'm not very big. And I honestly thought, when they said, do you want to come and do it? And I went, I had like 9 days. It was December, so I'd already switched off for Christmas. And they went, do you want to come and do it? Fight 155 pounds, you won't even have to make weight. And I was only walking around at 70 at the time, and the fight were at nearly 71. I went, yeah, I'll do it. And I said, probably knock him out. Well, Andy went, yeah, you'll knock him out. And then I realised that I don't even think he's ever been dropped before.
I don't think so.
And I just bounced off him, and I got flattened by it. When he hit me with that elbow, it felt like I got hit with a fucking sledgehammer. He hit me right on my neck there. It were awful.
And also, with all due respect to Pet Moricott, his head is quite large.
Yeah.
What is it? It must be like hitting a kettlebell.
Yeah, it is. I may as well have gone outside and punched a lamppost, and I'd probably fucking had more chance of knocking that down than him. And you saw that in the Danny Rodriguez fight. He took some horrible punches and things from that. Going into this fight, Petch defending his title at 160 pounds. Will that make a difference? I don't believe so. It's only 2.5 kilo, and the thing is, it's not like Petch is going to be any bigger, because Petch can comfortably make 69, 70, 70 kilo of money, 69.9. Petch can comfortably make that weight. So he's not going to have a size advantage. He's not going to have any other advantages over anything. I think it'll be a very similar last time. What he is going to have to do is work on his stamina, because he were absolutely gassed after round 2 last time when he realised that he couldn't just walk at Danny and just try and elbow him and get him out of there. When he realised how smart Danny is, as well as being sharp and on point with everything else, if his stamina is not through the roof, he's going to struggle again, and he'll probably lose his belt.
Well, let's talk about that, because it's no secret that Pet Moricott, let's face it, he's not one of these athletes that lives a life all year round. Let's put it mildly, yeah? He likes to enjoy himself, why not? He's got a lot of money, he's earned it, he's been on the game a long time. Danny Rodriguez, I went for a run with him when I was in Bangkok. Ultimate professional. You know what they're like at that Super Bond gym? Yeah. They take this stuff seriously. That's got to catch up with you at some point.
100%. And like, he makes a joke out of it, Petch Moricott. He went, yeah, I'm just going to drink that many beers that I can't feel anything when he punches me in the face. He probably won't lying, that's the thing, you know what I mean? But like you say, yeah, if you can't live that life at that level, he's got away with it defending his belt against the lesser opponents. This is the best of the best in the world around that weight, and he won't get away with it unless if he gets his stamina back to what it was when he used to fight, like in the early days on one, and how it was when he used to fight in the stadiums when he was a smaller weight. Then yeah, we've got a hell of a fight on his hand. It's just has he got the motivation to do that anymore? Like I say, he's done everything. He's won everything. He's won all stadium belts. He's beat guys like Sanchai. He's beaten all the best names. Has he got the motivation to do that anymore? And how badly does he really want to try and get one back on Danny Rodriguez? We're going to find out in this fight, but anything other than 100%, he ain't going to win.
But also with Danny, because he's had one loss on his record, but he's been pretty much perfect, especially at RWS. Is there a point, take me into the fighter's mindset a bit, where you've been so perfect for so long, it can't continue forever?
Yeah, it can't. You're right, and maybe and the thing is, well, you see it with these Thais who have been fighting from such a young age. They get to a certain age towards the late 20s ish, which is where Petch Moricott is now. In my late 20s, early 30s, and they're done. They're finished. They're burnt out. They've had over 200 fights. They've been training non-stop for years and years, getting made to run 10 kilometres every morning, 5 every evening, doing rounds upon rounds of pads, sparring, clinch work, and they're a bit burnt out. And then that hunger just does start to slowly die out again. And there's not many fighters left from the era before when I was fighting who were like Petchmorik were absolute animal in the stadiums. Superlek war. Obviously, Superlek's gone now. He's going to be out for a long time. I don't think he'll ever come back as he was after an injury like that, which is a shame. Superlek's one of my favourite ever fighters. That's going to be sad to see. Same with Petch. Can he ever get back to that again? Me personally, I don't think he can. He's been living not that clean lifestyle for too long, and I just don't think he's just quite. Obviously, he's still there burning a little bit to fight, but is he going to like go into those dark places that he used to go to when he was like training in the stadiums? Is he going to get up and run every single morning? Is he going to stay and do 500 swing knees on the bag like I know he probably got made to do back in his prime? Probably not.
But can Danny do that? Can Danny stay consummate professional?
I've trained alongside Danny and I know how hard he trains. The guy's a beast. I've trained alongside him for like 3-4 weeks or something when we were in Samui the other year. He's a beast. He's up every morning. He's running. He's got a strict regime with his strength and conditioning that he'll do. Even when he's on the pads, even when he's not close to a fight, he's blasting the pads 6-7 rounds, intensity, smashing the kicks out at the end. He's kneeing the bag at the end. He's doing his conditioning. He's right in the middle of his prime, and he's right in the middle of the place where Petch were a few years back. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's hungry to carry on proving that he's the best on the planet at 70 and now 72.5. So it's just. Yeah, but I think we've got like the passing of the guard type of thing. Like that, I can't see anyone from any rule set, from any organisation who can beat Danny Rodriguez at 70 kilos. I just don't see how they do it.
Is there something to be said for not being the main man in the gym, not dictating it? Because Danny Rodriguez, pound for pound star in the Superbond gym, he's the most accomplished fighter there right now. But when I was there in Bangkok, he was told by his padman to get out of the ring because he was wearing sport shorts, not tie shorts. Had to put the proper shorts on, get back in the ring. They're treating him like they treat any other fighter.
That's how it's got to be, and I'm pretty sure that Daniel will be loving that as well. That's how it's got to be. You need to be. You can't just be around yes men. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you need to have people who are gonna tell you that was shit. Go do that again. What do you mean you haven't done 500 knees on the bag? Get back on the bag. And you can't be that arrogant, and you can't have the ego where you're gonna say, no, I'm not doing that. Do you know what I mean? That's what's a good thing. When I was training with Danny with Cookie in Samui, Cookie would just say, right, Danny, go do this. He'd go, right, bam, done it. Go knee the bag 100 times, bam, done it. Go low kick the bag 50 times, bam, done it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you need. He's got that mindset. He's got the work ethic. And that's what's pulled him to this superstardom he's at the minute.
Yeah, unbelievable fight that. I think 26th of September in Switzerland, so watch out for that one.
Just worth a mention as well, that's pretty cool that RWS are getting Muay Thai around the world now as well. I think that's pretty cool. I've been saying for a while RWS needs to start doing a road show, and hopefully this will be the start of more shows around Europe. Hopefully we can get them into America and stuff as well and keep the Muay Thai scene growing.
I think so, and I rate that Mr. Bank, who runs RWS, I think you do have to commend him for letting Sangmani come fight on Hitman, letting Danny fight in Switzerland. I think if the plan is to grow it globally, grow the sport, which has been your mission as well for however long.
We're all on the same wavelength here, which is why I think Hitman Fight League will have a Hitman Fight League / Shockout will have a good relationship working with RWS and stuff, because we're both on the same wavelength and we're both looking for the same goal.
Let's talk about a one championship fight. We might disagree on the opinion of this one. Nabil against Suakim. So, close fight, controversial. Tell me what you think.
Very controversial. Now, if you look at that fight as a whole, Nabil won 90% of that fight, pretty much. He won round 1. He destroyed him round 3, but he got knocked down in round 2. And now, when you get an 8 count in one championship, unless you drop them back and give them an 8 count, you lose. We have seen one decision ever where this hasn't happened, and that was Kulabdan versus John Lineker. John Lineker dropped Kulabdan in round 1, but then got absolutely battered for the rest of the fight, and they give the decision to Kulabdan because the judges must have scored one of the rounds at 10-8. Now, if you're going to do that in that fight, I think it probably had to be done in this fight as well. That's my opinion, and I think Nabil should have possibly quite got a 10-8 in round 3. If you're going to do it in that fight, why not in this one? What were the differences? So I think one needs to have a look at that and have a word with the judges a little bit about that, just so we've got some proper clarification as fight fans and people watching in as to why one fight had it and one didn't. However, the fight was insane. It was an absolute war. How fucking tough is Suakim? Because that was outrageous. Some of the shots he was taking in the third round. Oh my God. It was a great fight. But you know what as well? Although I believe Nabil possibly should have got something out of that fight. I'm not a fan of the draw. If a fight's a draw, having to pick a winner in fights like that is difficult when there's someone's been knocked down, but they've got battered for the other 2 rounds. So how are you meant to pick a winner? If a fight's a draw, I think it should just be a draw, and they have a rematch. Or even just do what K1 did and have an extra round. Just get it, you know what I mean? So, and then there won't be any of this controversy here. If it's a draw, it's a draw. Let's have a draw and have a rematch next month or whatever. But the fight was insane, and I'm happy for Suakim because he's gone through a real tough time. I'm not going to go into what happened and stuff like that, but having to speaking to people around his camp and that, he had a really, really rough ride a couple of years ago. And then he retired. He wasn't even going to come back fighting and stuff like that. But it's amazing to see him. He's gone on an absolute tear. He's won 6 or 7 in a row, knocked out some good guys, and now he's got a title fight. So I am happy for him. I just don't believe. I just don't know how that decision should have gone. It's one of them ones.
So round one is the area which I might disagree with you on because, and it's an interesting question, switching stances in Muay Thai can be to your detriment because Suakim was chewing the legs up of Nabil and he was switching stances. And to some judges, it might look as though he's forced to switch stances. Talk to me about that. Is switching stances in Muay Thai, when your legs are getting hit, it can look bad for the judges.
Yeah, it can if they're having effect and you're wincing and you're showing physical. But I don't think Nabil...
A little limp back to the corner.
Yeah, but I don't think it were enough to show that massive effect. I thought Nabil probably won the round in that round 1. In fact, you know what, it was quite a while ago now, to be fair. I can't actually remember. But I remember thinking... I'm not going to have to go back and rewatch it. I remember thinking at the time, when the decision was coming up, how are they going to score this? Because I had Nabil winning 2 of the rounds and a 10-8.
Yeah.
So I'll have to go back and rewatch it. But yeah, but switching your stances like that, well, look what Haggerty does. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
I know he does it a lot smoother than most fighters, but he does. He was doing it against Yuki Yoza. Every time he got kicked clean, he just changed his stance and then started doing different stuff, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then he couldn't get kicked again because he was moving his legs. So yeah, if you're doing it pretty smooth like that, I can't see it being a problem. But
and you saw Suakim in the clinch. It looked like he was like hugging his uncle or something.
that were outrageous, mate. Yeah, he were outrageous.
He did really well in the clinch as well.
He did. He's strong, to be fair. He were another very high level stadium fighter.
But against that, those dimensions,
crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, I'm happy for Suakim. I'm glad he's got a title fight, and it'd be interesting to see how Rambo Lek versus Yod IQ goes.
Let us know how you scored that fight anyway. But moving on,
there'll be some comments below. I'll be very interested to see what people feel about that one.
Yeah. Moving on to Hitman Fight League presents Yokout. I called it the biggest UK Muay Thai card in years. Is that a bit of hyperbole? Do you believe that?
100%, I believe that. We hadn't had a card like this for a very long time. We've got Thais coming back over for the first time in a long time. Top Thais, not just like some chef from Samui coming to fight, you know what I mean? So we've got top Thais coming over. Sangmani and Sempon, both still fighting at very high levels in the stadiums on RWS. Obviously, Sangmani was champion until recently when he got his liver booted out by that toe stab. That guy's fighting tomorrow, actually.
I know. We don't talk about the Russians.
Yeah.
That never happened. It's AI.
I'm really looking forward to this fight. Sangmani looks like he's been training very hard at Yokout.
What are they telling you? Give us a bit of an insight.
Nothing, because I know I'll just go like that. Yeah, dearie, he's doing it. Yeah. But no. I've got to be impartial. I'm promoting this show, but I'm not asking too much. I'm just saying, is he training hard? They're saying yes. That's all I want to know. As the promoter, I want to know that this guy's coming over and he's going to give it all and give us a hell of a show. And they are adamant that he's training very hard, which is good to see. I know Dairy's training very hard. We're going to get such a good fight with that one. But yeah, like I said, biggest show of the year by a mile. Best show in years, definitely.
Sangmani, let's talk about him to begin with, because traditionally he has struggled with aggressive front-footed fighters. But if you allow him, if Deary can't get him out of there early and Sangmani can settle into that rhythm, left kick, catching, returning, this could be interesting. Do you think it's all about the first 2 rounds?
Potentially, yes. Sangmani is going to have to make a deal with himself in the mirror before this fight because he's going to get hurt in the first 2 rounds. Deary starts fast, he's explosive, he hits hard, and if Sangmani hasn't made that deal with himself where he knows that he's going to get hurt and he's going to have to push through it, might be an early bath for him, do you know what I mean? However, if Sangmani can, remember when he fought Tawanchai back in state, and he beat him, he put that right schooling on him. If he can find a bit of form like that, then this is anyone's game. because that were an incredible performance. So if he's still got that in his locker, it's going to be interesting to watch. It's just going to be first 2 rounds. Ant's going to have a bit of a size advantage, I think, as well, because this is a 140.
Yeah. He was 135 champion.
Yeah. So he's going to have a little bit of a size advantage. He's explosive. He's dangerous. I know how badly he wants to win as well. So if Sangmani doesn't come in fully ready in the same mindset that Ant's in, like I'm wanting to win badly and will literally do anything to do it, he'll get wiped out early. But if he comes in and he's on his ball, on the ball, then I think we're going to have one really hell of a fight and another great contrast of styles there as well.
You look at Anthony Deary's record right now, and the only imperfection is that loss to Alfie Pearce. Had he won that fight, that would be one of these signature wins. Right now, he's WBC world champion. He seems to tick every box, but there is a signature win missing on his record. This fight could be it. He's talked about meeting you when you won the world title, how big a stage. This is the biggest stage he'll have ever fought on. Yeah. Do you think that this could be the defining moment of his career at this stage?
I hope so, because I love it when we see UK stars coming through and getting these chances, then and they just suddenly burst onto the world team, then everyone knows them, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope it is. Like you say, he hasn't fought on a show like this before, with all eyes on it. We're going to have people on paying for pay-per-view all around the world on this one. It's going to be massive. We always get a lot of eyes on it anyway, but now we've got the Thais on as well. We're going to have people from Thailand watching. Everyone worldwide will be tuning into this. So yeah, it's a massive, massive chance for him, and I know how badly he does want to stamp his name on the world scene, and this is it now. This is his chance.
We know how good Deary is in terms of he can get a knockout anywhere between rounds 1 and 5. He does start fast, explosive. He can do it all. Great hands, elbows. How can Sangmani win this fight?
He's going to have to try and use all his experience and just try and nullify Ant's power a little bit and his sharpness, and he's going to have to soak up a little bit of damage early doors. But again, if he's that technically good, if he is switched on, that won't be a problem for him to nullify Ant a little bit at the start of the fight. If he has one lapse of concentration and he starts getting tagged, Ant can get you out of there early doors. We've seen it plenty of times. So yeah, Sangmani is going to have to try and nullify Ant's power shots early. He's going to have to nullify the sharpness. He's going to have to use all his experience, and if he can do that, then yeah, I think there's a possibility that he can win on points. I see a Deary stoppage, though, to be honest, but we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I like that you mentioned experience then, because that segues nicely into the next fight, which is Jake Newman against Sampon. A big experience gap here. Sampon, we're not going to talk about his Yokkao preview video where he mentions that he might not make weight in this fight.
Fucking, honestly, I watched that. I'm right looking forward to this. The first line. I might not make weight. I was like, oh my God. As a promoter who's bringing him in as well, that's like my worst nightmare. I haven't slept since I fucking watched that.
Can we hope it's like a mistranslation or something like that?
I'm hoping. But yeah, that was his first words that come out of his mouth. Might not make weight. I was like, what the fuck? And he's worried because it's not hot like Thailand.
Right.
But the thing is, he'll be coming over here a good few days before. Yeah. He'll be in a hotel with a gym and a sauna. So he can just go sit in the sauna if he wants. Do you know what I mean? So he will make weight. I was like, oh, why is he saying that? Don't do this to me. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. Sampon's
trainer predicts a knockout via knee. Sampon has a lot more experience than Jake Newman. Jake Newman, I think he's 13-0. Sampon fought for the RWS title, Omnoy Stadium champion at welterweight. Experience isn't something that you can just buy. That could be a difference maker in this fight. Sampon's very clever, knows how to win rounds. What can Jake Newman do to nullify that experience gap?
The thing is, you can't show him any. You just got to get in his face and rough him up and not be afraid of that. But at the same time, then Sampon again, obviously, first thing he said, I might not wait. Second thing he said, he'd give his game plan straight away. He went, I'm just going to go clinch him and elbow him. So it's not like Jake doesn't know what he's going to try and do now, because I was in that clip, you were looking at a video of him, and him and Kong Tarani, I think it was, they basically went, he can't clinch. So we're going to clinch. That's what they thought anyway from watching some footage.
He probably didn't know it was being filmed. He said he's not going to make weight on his game plan.
Yeah, no, but did even someone tell him that they had a camera on these guys? But yeah, he's giving everything away. But yeah, but Jake, he can't show him. He's going to have to get up in his face. He's going to have to rough him up. Jake's strong and he's tough and he's durable and he likes a bit of a dogfight. He's going to have to get into that, because if he just stands off and starts going like score for score, the experience will take over. So again, it's another good contrast to styles. And again, we've got another kid here who really, really wants to show how good he is on this world stage, who really, really wants to win. So it's interesting. And you know what? It's amazing there's been such a buzz for these young kids in UK Muay Thai again, because it's been a long time since we've had fights like this. I mean, these guys have been fighting about all over and stuff, but this is different now. There's a big buzz around this show from now and then. They're going to have a lot of eyes on them, and I hope we get 2 solid performances from our UK guys. I also hope the Thais come and they really bite down on their gum shield and they give us a night of pure, like, crazy Muay Thai fights that we can look back on in a few years and go, wow, remember that? That were unbelievable. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think the clinch is an interesting angle to explore in this fight, because Sampon lost that RWS title fight against Tapauco by, you know what Tapauco's going to do, the bull. Yeah, the bull. He punches his way in, dominates in the clinch. Jake Newman against Liam Griffin, a fight that people thought was going to be competitive. Newman would have to use his range. Newman pretty much did the same thing against Liam Griffin. Yes, it's a different level of opposition, but do you think it's wise to underestimate Newman's clinching?
I think Newman can clinch, to be fair. Whether he can clinch right to that elite level...
Are they the things that people don't really appreciate?
Yeah, it's a different thing. However, can he nullify Sempon's clinch? I believe he probably can. He's a good all-rounder, is Jake. It's not like they were looking at him and thinking, right, it's like a kickboxing style, I'm going to clinch him and that'll be that. He might get in the clinch with Jake and think, shit, this kid's a lot stronger than I thought, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. Again, it's a 50-50 fight, this one for me. I can't call who's going to win. As long as they have an absolute ridiculous war and we all get entertained on the night, then I don't really mind. I'd like to see Jake do well for the UK, obviously. But again, because I love it when you see young kids who really want to make a name for themselves. So if Jake wins, and then he'll go on to bigger, better things on our next show, and maybe he'll fight for title on next show then, and then maybe back in RWS, if he'll get a better fight on RWS after he beats Sempon as well. So there's a lot at stake for him here. So yeah, it's interesting.
I was going to speak about that because I think there is an interim champion. It might be another blooming Russian at 147 on RWS, but. Niall McGreevy, the champion there. Sampon recently fought for a title. If Newman were to beat Sampon, do you think he has a realistic stake to claim that next RWS title fight?
I always think you need to win a big fight in the stadium to get a title fight. You see fighters just like sometimes just waltz into them, and that would never have happened back in my day. You can't just do that. So I think beat Sampon here in England, go back to RWS, then beat another big name in the stadiums, anyone, someone top 5, then go for the title. I think that's how it should work. Whether it does or not, I'm not. Whether it does work like that, I don't know. But that's how it should be, really. But either way, a win here and he's not far off.
Final fight that I want to talk about today is Joe Craven, Garrett Smiley. Obviously, no secret, you've trained for years and years with Joe Craven. You also watched Garrett Smiley for years, I'm sure. I think Smiley's coming up a weight for this fight. It was meant to be for that WBC world title. That's not the case anymore. But this fight, I don't think it needs a title to be one of the potential fights of the night.
So, no, Garrett's not actually coming up a weight. Garrett is insane and just fights from 70. Sometimes he fights at 70, sometimes he fights at 72.5. I've even seen him fight at 76. He does not give a fuck. He just fights anyone, which is what I love about him. He's a good kid, is Garrett. They were meant to be fighting for the 72.5 title, but obviously both lads are coming off a KO loss.
Yeah, that's right.
So, so there's no title at stake on this one. And this fight doesn't need one, like you said. This is it's bragging rights here for UK, because obviously Garrett's a Northern Ireland boy. Joe's UK English lad, so like there's bragging rights for the UK 72.5 kilogram spot here. Interesting fight, good clash of styles again. Obviously, I've been training alongside Joe and keeping my eye on him, because when I've been coaching the fighters here at Bad Company, probably the sharpest and best I've seen him look. Thing is with Joe, you never know what he's going to do. He might not listen to a fucking word we say. He might go to war and start being ridiculous. Yeah. He might get tagged with something, which is what makes him so entertaining, though. Like some of the fights that he's had on the Hitman Fight League, Michael Wakelin completely stuck to the game plan, didn't put a foot wrong, did everything we said, flatlined him round 2, won an ISKO world title. And then when you look at him when he fought that Spanish guy, didn't listen to a word, started trying to punch his lights out, got dropped twice, showing how tough he is, got back up, dragged himself off the floor and came back to win by stoppage. The thing is, when you're fighting at this little bit higher level, you can't afford to make silly mistakes against someone like Garrett. Garrett's got, I've seen Garrett knock people out, punches, elbows, head kicks. He's got a good, serious arsenal. He can do it all. So, yeah, whoever wins this fight is going to have to be just that on the ball, that little bit sharper, and because it's only 3 rounds now as well, I think it's going to be all action, and we're going to see some serious high-level Muay Thai and an absolute war.
I might be in the minority here, but I actually see this playing out quite technically, at least for a round and a half. I know whenever you say that to Craven, it's like a red rag to a bull, but Garrett Smiley's coming off a loss to Angel Bowser on RWS that not a lot of people were expecting. Craven's coming off the loss for that world title. I think both guys, they might not show it, they might not admit to it, but I think there will be some kind of nerves, especially from the Garrett Smiley side, because he was on such a tear. I think there will be quite a long feeling out process in this one, because both guys have finishing power.
Yeah, well, and when someone flatlines you, like happened to both of them in the last fight, they both just got absolutely flattened, and then is that going to be in one of their heads, or are they both that hungry where they just want to go, you know what, fuck that, I'm going to show that in what I'm about, I'm going to show you what I'm about in this fight. So it depends on how you bounce back. I don't think either lad have got a problem with confidence, to be honest. I think we're gonna, that'll be in back of their heads now, and they won't even care about it anymore. However, this might be Joe's last ever fight for Bad Company, as he's moving to Australia next year. So I know how badly he wants to put on a big performance here, and I know how much it means to him. So I think we're going to see the best Joe Craven. I'm guessing we're going to see the best Garrett Smiley as well. And it's funny actually, because he's one of our old fighters, David McIntosh, who's one of Garrett's main trainer. So it'll be a bit weird being in the opposite corner of each other. We're saying corner like we. yeah. So yeah, it'll be cool. But I'm again, it's another really high level fight that I'm looking forward to, and just a star-studded card.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll leave it on that then for this one. And just talking about September the 12th, we'll end with this word. You've brought back, you and the team are responsible for bringing Yokkao back. Tell the people at home, what does this mean for the not too distant future of UK Muay Thai?
We are going to set the standard here, and we're just going to show levels with this show. This is going to be unlike anything you've seen over the last couple of years. It's going to be massive. The production, the fight card, the fights on the night, it's all going to be next level. And this is just a start, and we're going to show you exactly how we mean to go on with this show. And you won't have to wait too long, because then the next show is only a month away, and we've got more ties coming over, and we're doing it up north, we're doing it down south. So yeah, we've got more ties coming over to fight on that show. Obviously, we've got Alfred Pierce fighting for the Yokkao title against Chancret, another really serious high-level fight. There's a lot of other big names on that show as well. Me. So yeah, I'm excited to show the levels in this show and today's card, and it's just going to be how we mean to go on moving forward.
And is this what the plan is moving forward? Boxing, 4 rounds, traditional Muay Thai rules, mixing it up. It's got something for everyone, maybe.
Yeah, so with the boxing side of it, as long as there's another big name guy out there who wants to have a dust up, maybe an ex-UFC fighter and who's a good name, who will sell and it will get interest of people, I'll be happily to jump in with anyone. Obviously, we're going to keep bringing the ties for the traditional 5-3s Muay Thai. We're going to keep sending people to one championship for the 4-ounce glove Muay Thai. We're going to have kickboxing. We're going to have everything. Literally, these cards, we want something for everyone. So if you come to a fight, you're going to get knockouts in the 4-ounce. You're going to get real slick Muay Thai in the 5-3s. You're going to get all action in the kickboxing. It's going to have something on there for everyone. So yeah, it's exciting times.
Wicked. That was the first episode of Muay Thai Magazine. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not already, and we'll see you next time.